Hello. It's really good to see you. Today we're going to take a look at this Horse Breeds poster book. It has 30 full-color collectible posters in here. And the really cool thing about this book is that for each small poster, there's a little section that you can read about that particular breed of horse. So let's take a look. That's a cute picture. That's a pretty big book here. Oh, look at the baby. Are you one of those kids who'd rather think, read, and talk about horses than just about anything else? Lots of people feel that way about these beautiful animals. Even though horses are strong and powerful, they can also be kind and gentle. For hundreds of years, people and horses have had a special relationship. Before motors and engines, horses helped us in many ways. They worked alongside farmers in the fields, pulled settlers traveling to the west, hauled delivery wagons in cities, and carried doctors to their patients. Nowadays, even though we don't need them to do all those things, there are still millions of horses in North America. Some kids are lucky enough to have horses of their very own to care for and ride. If you don't have your own horse, you might take lessons at a nearby stable or have friends who let you visit their horses. But you don't have to be near real live horses to love them and want to learn all about them. And the more you know when you do get to be around horses, the better off you'll be. This book will surround you with wonderful horses of all kinds. Here are 30 posters for you to hang on your wall with information about each breed on the back. Whether you're just beginning to learn about horses or you already know a lot about them, you'll love these pictures and you'll probably find out something new. So this one, let's see down here at the bottom, you have the breed. This is the Icelandic Horse. I'm jealous because this horse has better hair than I do. Look at that. That's fabulous. I'd love to know what conditioner she uses. So we're going to turn it over and then we're going to read about it on the back. Icelandic Horse. Though small, 12.3 to 13.2 hands, Icelandic horses are sturdy with strong legs and big heads. Their thick coats and shaggy manes and tails protect them in the harshest weather. These horses can carry heavy loads on rocky, steep terrain. In addition to the walk, trot, and canter or gallop, they have the tolt, a smooth running walk that is very comfortable for the rider. Many also perform the skeed, a very fast gait in which the feet on the same side of the body move together. These little horses are intelligent and gentle, have remarkable stamina, and are very hardy. Icelandic horses come in a rainbow of colors, including paint, but chestnuts and bays are seen most frequently. What they're good at. In Iceland, these horses are used in a variety of competitions, as well as for trail riding and rounding up the many sheep that live there. In other countries, they have become very popular as pleasure horses. Where they come from. The Icelandic horse has been bred for centuries in Iceland, where it is the only breed of horse. Did you know this is one of the purest breeds in the world? There has been no crossing with other breeds for more than 1,000 years. Wow, that's cool. Oh, and over here we have the Lipizzaner. Very graceful horses. Lipizzaner. Little baby. So we'll read about those. And if I mispronounce any of these names, I'm sorry. All right. Oh, good. They give me a pronunciation. Lipizzaner. Okay, Lipizzaner. Lipizzaners are powerful horses with curved necks. Their heads are large, often with a Roman or curved nose. Born dark brown or even black, most Lipizzaners turn white as they grow. I didn't know that. Sometimes a horse will keep its dark coloring into adulthood. Slow to mature, these horses are not ridden until they are 5 years old and have reached their adult height of 15 to 16 hands. Lipizzaners are known for their intelligence and gentleness. Under saddle, they move with spirit and grace. What they're good at. The Lipizzaner is most famous for its performances at the Spanish riding school in Austria, where it shows off beautiful moves that include the levade, standing still on hind legs with forelegs tucked up. I had a picture of one doing that when I was a kid. And the capriole, leaping in the air and kicking the hind legs straight out behind. Lipizzaners are wonderful dressage horses and are also used for driving, pleasure riding, and jumping. Where they come from. This breed was created more than 400 years ago by the Emperor of Austria. Did you know? Though adult Lipizzaners look pure white, they are called gray horses because their skin is black under the hair. Here we have Belgian draft horses. They have the little name right down here. Belgian draft horses. So we'll read about those. The Belgian draft horse. These big, strong horses have short legs compared to their bodies, large heads, and powerful hindquarters. They have some feathering, a fringe of hair on their legs and feet, but not a lot. Belgians used to come in several colors, but today the breed is known for its bright chestnut or sorrel color, golden red with a flaxen mane and tail. A white stripe on the nose and 4 white socks are prized markings, but are not always present. Belgians are at least 16 hands tall and can be as tall as 18 hands. What they're good at. Belgians are often seen competing in pulling contests at fairs where they're capable of pulling loads of more than 3,000 pounds. They also make good carriage horses and are sometimes driven as a team of 4. Where they come from. As their name suggests, these horses come from Belgium, where farmers bred strong horses to pull their plows. Did you know? Many centuries ago, the Belgian was used to carry knights in heavy armor into battle. Oh, look, he's so cute. This is the Welsh Pony. So cute. He has those little legs. He's so pretty. And the little baby there. So this is the Welsh Pony. Welsh Pony. There are 2 kinds of Welsh ponies, the sturdy cob or small horse, and the more refined riding pony. Both have lovely heads that show the influence of Arabian ancestry with the dished face and dainty muzzle. They have short backs, strong legs, and rounded hindquarters. They come in all solid colors but are most often gray. White markings are found but not pinto coloring. Welsh ponies can range from under 12 to over 13.2 hands high. What they're good at. Welsh ponies can do nearly anything asked of them. They are good athletes and are used in harness and under saddle in every kind of event. They're famous for their natural jumping ability, even temperament, and ground-covering trot. Where they come from. As their name suggests, Welsh ponies originated in Wales, where for many centuries they lived in semi-wild herds and were used by farmers to carry heavy loads. Did you know? Welsh ponies pulled chariots in the time of the ancient Romans. I want to look at their head one more time. They do kind of have the Arabian look to their head. That's cool. Oh, you know what this is? It's a baby Clydesdale. This is a Clydesdale. Look at those big old So this is the Clydesdale. Obviously a very young one. Some of these pages are coming loose. Okay, the Clydesdale. While not as sturdily built as many other draft breeds, Clydesdales are large, strong horses with powerful necks. Their legs are long and straight, with big round hooves and long feathers that swish when they move. The breed is known for its light, springy action at the trot. They can be 16 to 18 hands tall and are usually dark brown or bay. Roans are also seen. White blazes and stockings are common. What they're good at. The handsome Clydesdale is a popular horse for heavy hitches and is often seen in teams of 6, 8, and even 10 at once. Where they come from. Clydesdales come from an area of Scotland near the River Clyde. They were first used by farmers but became popular for pulling heavy delivery wagons in cities. Did you know? Teams of Clydesdales participate in parades at many amusement parks and other attractions. They are perhaps most famous as the mascots of a certain brand of beer. I think we all know what brand it is. Oh, here's a paint horse. These are so pretty. I grew up near someone who had several of these, and they were so beautiful. I used to love to ride by their house, and they had this big pasture, and sometimes they would be out there, and they were just so pretty to look at. I'll just flip this one right over. Okay, paint. The most important thing about a paint horse is its color. Patches of white on a black, brown, or red coat, or vice versa. The mane and tail can be all one color or a mixture. Because a registered paint can have one parent that is a quarter horse or a thoroughbred, paints don't all look alike. In general, they have short bodies, strong hindquarters, and pretty heads. They range from 14 to 17 hands in height. They are prized for their even temperaments and ability to do many kinds of work. What they're good at. Famous cow ponies, paints are still used on ranches, at rodeos, and in western events like pinning, cutting, and roping. They are popular for pleasure and trail riding, showing, and even racing. Where they come from. Descended from the horses brought to the American West by Spanish conquistadors, the paint horse also has quarter horse and thoroughbred bloodlines. Did you know? A paint horse is a particular breed of horse. 2 paint horses can have a solid color baby. It is still a paint. A pinto horse, though, can be any breed of horse that has 2 colors. Remember, paint is a breed, pinto is a color. Here's one I have to turn sideways to show you. Now this is a Shetland Pony. Boy, they're moving. Look at that hair. That one has fabulous hair. Again, I'm jealous. Oops, sorry. This is a really big book. Okay, so we're going to read about the Shetland Pony. Shetland Pony. Shetland ponies stand no more than 42 inches at the withers. They have thick coats and long, heavy manes and tails. Their faces are somewhat dished, with small ears and large, expressive eyes. All colors are found except Appaloosa-type spots. Black and brown are the most common. Shetlands are friendly, curious, and intelligent, but they don't hesitate to take advantage of a lazy or unkind rider. In the United States, a taller, slimmer type of Shetland has been developed for the show ring. This type is often more high-spirited and less docile than its plump, furry cousin. What they're good at. Long ago, Shetlands pulled plows, carried heavy loads to market, and worked in coal mines. Today, Shetlands are beloved as children's ponies and family pets. They make excellent harness ponies as well. It is not unusual to see them in circuses. Where they came from. A very old breed, the Shetland Pony has lived for centuries on the Shetland and Orkney Islands north of Scotland, but little is known about how they came there in the first place. Did you know? Pound for pound, Shetlands are said to be the strongest horses of all. They can pull twice their own weight. I did not know that. Oh, I love these. I love these. I want to show you this. Oh, these are so beautiful. I love these. This is the American Standardbred. It's so beautiful. I love the color of these horses. They're just so awesome. So this is the American Standardbred. American Standardbred. Standardbreds have powerful hindquarters, long bodies, and plain heads. They have pleasant personalities and are valued for their toughness and stamina, ability to go a long way without tiring. Standing between 15 and 16 hands high, they are usually bay, brown, or black with little white. They can also be gray or roan. What they're good at. Standardbreds are the fastest harness racers in the world. Some trot, while others pace, a gait in which the legs on the same side of the body move in the same direction at the same time. Because they are used to the hustle and bustle of the racetrack, retired racers make safe and reliable riding horses, but they aren't very good jumpers. Some become police horses. Where they come from. This breed descends from an American stallion named Hambletonian, who lived about 200 years ago. Wow. Did you know? The name Standardbred comes from the standard time in which a horse had to be able to trot a mile in order to be registered in the breed. That time used to be 3 minutes, but many of today's racers can trot a mile in under 2 minutes. Oh, these are neat too. This is the Tennessee walking horse. Very beautiful, graceful horse there. See those long legs. Tennessee walking horse. Long and lean, walkers, as they are called, have refined heads and arched necks. All colors, including pinto, are permitted, and 15.2 hands is the average height. They range from 14.3 to 17 hands. Walkers are known for their pleasant personalities and intelligence. They can canter, but rather than trotting, they naturally fall into a gait called the running walk, a speedy version of the regular walk that is very comfortable for the rider. The horse can keep up the running walk for a long time without tiring. What they're good at. Though primarily a saddle horse, the walker is also shown in harness. Most people value it for trail riding, and it is used in both English and Western pleasure events. Where they come from. Walkers were bred in the rocky hills and valleys of Tennessee by plantation owners who spent many hours each day in the saddle. They have Morgan, Thoroughbred, Standardbred, and American Saddlebred blood. Did you know? At the running walk, the walker's hind foot steps past the front foot by as much as 18 inches. Wow, I did not know that. At each step, it nods its head as though it is keeping time. Some walkers clack their teeth as they nod along. And here we have a cute little guy. Look at that little face. This is the Connemara Pony. Connemara Pony. I'm not familiar with that one. Oh my lord, that one's fabulous. Sorry. Connemara Pony. Wonderful ponies for young riders. Connemaras are tough, hardy, and easy keepers. meaning that they can live well on plain food and rough shelter. Their sturdy bodies and short legs that give them a rectangular shape. They're usually gray or brown, though other colors such as dun are also seen. Paint coloring is not allowed. Connemara's are among the tallest of the pony breeds, standing up to 15 hands, though 14.2 is average. These ponies are known for their stamina, good nature, and pleasant personalities. What they're good at. Although they are good at lots of things, Connemaras excel at jumping. They make good dressage mounts as well. Where they come from. Bred in the Connemara region of Western Ireland, these rugged ponies were used by farmers to haul loads of rocks out of their fields and haul loads of fertilizers into the fields. They pulled a plow all week and pulled the family to church on Sundays. And if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. I don't know. It could be Connemara. I honestly don't know. I'm sorry. Did you know? Every August, hundreds of Connemara ponies travel to Clifton, Connemara, Ireland for the world's largest Connemara show. Ooh, that'd be neat. Look at this thing. This is beautiful. Wow. Look at the hair. Oh my God, that's awesome. This is a Haflinger. Haflinger. I'm not familiar with that one either. Neat. Hair makes me think of Sebastian Bach from like 1992 or something. Sorry. It's the pages, that do that. The Haflinger. Ooh, that one's pretty too. With their round muscles and short necks, these sturdy horses look like miniature draft horses. They stand 13.2 to 14.3 hands high and can be any shade of chestnut, from reddish gold to light chocolate. Their thick, full manes and tails are much lighter, ranging from flaxen, pale gold to white. Haflingers have strong legs and good feet that rarely give trouble. They love people and are prized for their intelligence, willingness to learn, and eagerness to please. What they're good at. Bred in steep mountain terrain, Haflingers are sure-footed and have a short, quick stride. They're often seen in harness, but are excellent riding horses in many disciplines. They make good vaulting or gymnastic horses and are used in therapeutic riding programs for the disabled. Where they come from. The Haflinger was developed in the late 1800s in the Tyrolean mountain region of what is now Austria and northern Italy. A half Arabian stallion crossed with a native mountain pony resulted in the modern bloodline. Did you know? Haflingers grow slowly and are not usually fully trained until they are 4 years old. However, they also live a long time and can still work into their 40s. Good gracious. Wow. That's impressive. I'm in my 40s and I don't work so well some days. This is an Andalusian. Look at that color on that horse. It's just gorgeous. That's awesome. I think that's my favorite color on a horse. That really pretty chestnut or that dark brown. I love it. Okay. Andalusian. Andalusians carry their beautiful heads on long, arched necks. Their manes and tails are silky and thick, with a heavy forelock often covering the eyes. With long, muscular bodies set on strong, straight legs, Andalusians move with great style and grace. They are very intelligent, have kind dispositions or personalities, and can be high-spirited. Most Andalusians are some shade of gray. The rest, about 20%, are either bay or black. They stand between 15 and 16.2 hands high. What they're good at. While still not a very common horse in the United States, the Andalusian is becoming known for its many talents. It is a wonderful dressage horse and a valued circus performer. A beautiful carriage horse, it can also jump well. Where they come from. This horse comes from the province of Andalusia in Spain. Drawings of horses that look very much like today's Andalusians have been found in primitive cave paintings. Did you know? The Andalusian, an ancient breed, was the favorite horse of European kings and queens during the Middle Ages. And here we have the Chincoteague Pony. Very pretty little baby. This is the Chincoteague Pony. Kind of a stocky looking horse, or maybe it's just the angle. Let's read about that one. See, these pages are made to just pull out, so sometimes when you pull them, they make a cracky sound. Oh, there's the Arabian. I love those. Okay, the Chincoteague Pony. Chincoteague ponies don't all look alike, but they tend to have pretty faces and compact bodies. They're 12 to 13 hands high and come in all colors. Pinto is common. The ponies are friendly and curious around people. Although thought of as wild, they're actually under the care of the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, which rounds them up twice a year for veterinary care. What they're good at. Once tamed, Chincoteague ponies make excellent children's mounts and are used all over the United States in many kinds of competitions and pleasure riding. Where they come from. Chincoteague ponies live on the island of Assateague off the coast of Virginia and Maryland. One legend tells of a wreck of a Spanish ship carrying a cargo of horses to the New World. When the ship broke up, the horses swam to shore and have lived there ever since. Did you know? Chincoteague ponies were made famous with the true story of Misty, written by Marguerite Henry. When a storm destroyed much of the island's grass in 1962, children from all over the United States sent their allowances to help buy food for the ponies. Oh, that's sweet. That's really cool. I didn't know that. And here we have the Arabian horse. I think this was one of my favorites when I was a kid. The Arabian. Arabians have beautifully shaped heads with large, widely spaced eyes, dished or curved-in noses, and dainty muzzles. Their small ears turn in toward each other, and their manes and tails are long and flowing. They can be any solid color, but are most often gray, chestnut, or bay. White markings on their faces and legs are common. Arabians are muscular and very strong for their size, 14.2 to 15 hands. They are valued for their stamina, ability to travel long distances without tiring. Because it is such an outstanding horse, the Arabian is often crossed with other breeds, such as the Thoroughbred. What they're good at. Full of spirit and intelligence, the Arabian is a wonderful pleasure mount and a tough competitor in endurance races. Some people race their Arabians, while others compete in fancy costume classes. Where they come from. The Arabian is an old breed, one of the oldest known to humans. It comes from North Africa and the Middle East, but today is found all over the world. Did you know? Legend says that the Arabian holds its tail so high when it is running that if the rider's cloak blows off, the tail will catch and hold it. That's funny. I'm not sure, but I'm thinking of maybe the Black Stallion. I don't remember if that was an Arabian or not. If I'm wrong about that, I'm sorry. So here's, and I love that movie as a kid. This is the American Saddlebred. Ooh, look at that. That horse isn't messing around. Like that tail. Whoosh. The American Saddlebred. These tall horses, 16 to 17 hands, carry their heads and tails high. Their long flowing manes and tails need a lot of care for the show ring. They are spirited horses that enjoy showing off in the ring, but they are friendly and willing to work hard. Usually bay, chestnut, black, or brown, saddlebreds often have splashy white markings on their legs and face. What they're good at. Commonly called the peacock of the show ring, saddlebreds are also used as trail horses, jumpers, and driving horses. Some saddlebreds perform at the walk, trot, and canter. Others can also do the slow gait and the rack, in which the horse lifts its feet very high and looks as though it is dancing. Where they come from. The flashy saddlebred was developed in the American South in the 1800s by crossing thoroughbreds with an old breed called the Narragansett Pacer, which no longer exists as a separate breed. Did you know? Sometimes saddlebreds wear false tails in the show ring to fill out their own. Oh, they get extensions. That's awesome. Their manes are left long and flowing, often with one braid displaying a colorful ribbon. Ooh, look at the mane on that one. That's neat. Look at the color in that tail and that mane. That is awesome. With that dark there, that's beautiful. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at that shiny coat. This is the Rocky Mountain Horse. That is absolutely gorgeous. I need to get my hair done like that. I could take this picture and say, can you do my hair to look like that? Make it look like that. All right, Rocky Mountain Horse. This rare breed is popular in Kentucky and southern Ohio, where people prize its smooth gait and calm temperament. A medium-sized horse, 14.2 to 16 hands, the Rocky Mountain Horse has a natural amble or smooth, fast walk that is very comfortable for the rider and enables the horse to go for miles without tiring. These horses come in all solid colors, never pinto or Appaloosa, or with any white above the knee. They are known for their calm and steady natures. What they're good at. Rocky Mountain horses are ridden for pleasure and are good endurance competitors. They can pull a carriage or plow, but are not naturally gifted jumpers. Where they come from. This breed originated in Kentucky in the early 1900s and is well suited to the rugged terrain and tough living of the mountains. In 1986, an association was formed to preserve the Rocky Mountain Horse and develop breed standards. Did you know? A common color for Rocky Mountain horses is dark chocolate with a cream or silver mane and tail, a very unusual color combination for a horse. Yeah, but it's really pretty. Oh, this one has crimped hair. Look at the texture of that hair. Let's see if I can lift this out. Look at that. That's cool. I did my hair that way in the 80s. This is, and I may be pronouncing this wrong, a Bashkir Curly? Bashkir Curly? Look at those little ears. Oh, they're adorable. Those little tiny ears. It looks like it knows something. Like, yeah, I know what you're getting for Christmas, but I'm not telling you. And I'm probably pronouncing this wrong. I apologize. I'm not familiar with this one. A Bashkir Curly. These horses are noted for their hair, which can be slightly wavy or tightly curled. Their manes and tails are crinkly too. Oh, how neat. In the summer, they shed their heavy coats and might look smooth. They even shed their manes and sometimes their tails for the summer. Ooh, that's wild. They're usually of medium size and are sturdy and sure-footed. Curlies are very smart, gentle, and loving. What they're good at. Though still quite rare in the United States, the Curly has performed well in nearly any horse event you can imagine. It makes an outstanding trail and endurance horse and, with its love of people, is a favorite with children. Where they come from. The origin of the curly horse in this country is a mystery. Records show that the Sioux Indians had curly-coated horses in the early 1800s. What is known for sure is that a father and son found 3 curly horses on their ranch in the mountains of Nevada and began breeding them. The American Bashkir Curly Registry was set up in 1971 to protect the breed. Did you know? Many people who are allergic to other horses are able to ride curlies because of their hypoallergenic coats. Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at this one. That jumper. This is a Selle Francais. Selle Francais. Very pretty. Selle Francais. The conformation of these horses can vary quite a bit because of the many breeds in their background. However, Selle Francais horses tend to be tall, 15.3 to 17 hands, with long bodies and necks. Their attractive heads have long ears, and their profiles can be either straight or slightly dished. They can be any color, but are usually chestnut. They are known for their springy, extended movement at all gaits, and their knee action is quite high for a riding horse. What they're good at. Naturally athletic, the Selle Francais is an outstanding jumper and is often seen in international competition. It is also used in racing against breeds other than thoroughbreds, endurance riding, and dressage. Where they come from. These horses were developed in France by crossing native horses with thoroughbreds. Did you know? A Selle Francais horse can have as a sire, the father, a thoroughbred, an Anglo-Arab, or a French trotter and still be registered as a Selle Francais. Oh, isn't that one pretty? Look at that. This is the Peruvian Paso. Peruvian Paso. These muscular riding horses have curved necks with long flowing manes. They are of medium size, 14.1 to 15.2 hands, with strong round backs. Their ears turn in at the tips. They can be any solid color without a lot of white marking. These horses have a natural tendency to move their shoulders in a circular pattern rather than straight back and forth like most horses do. They were bred for 3 distinct gaits, the flat walk, the Paso Llano, and the Sobriandando, which they display from birth. Even at top speed, Peruvian Pasos maintain their very smooth, comfortable movement. What they're good at. Because of their comfortable gaits, Pasos are wonderful trail horses, used on ranches in their native land and becoming increasingly popular in the United States. They are also shown at all gates by riders in native costume. Oh my God, that horse is tiny. Where they come from. The Peruvian Paso was developed in Peru more than 4 centuries ago from horses brought to the New World by the Spanish. A similar breed, the Paso Fino, was developed in Central and South America and the Caribbean. Did you know? Peruvian Pasos are always shown without horseshoes. I wonder why. Oh my God. It's a miniature horse. Look at that little tiny thing. Miniature horses. Miniature horse. Falabella miniature horse. The first miniature horses, or minis as most people call them, look like dwarfs with heavy heads and stumpy legs. Careful breeding has produced an animal that looks like a proper horse, only smaller, standing 34 inches or less. Miniatures tend to have very full, thick manes and tails. Because they have been bred to be companions, most minis are curious and friendly and enjoy being around people. Like ponies, they can be mischievous and playful. What they're good at. They are wonderful companions, both for people and for other horses. While not suitable for riding, even by children, minis can pull an adult in a small cart and are often driven in teams. They can sometimes be seen in Liberty horse acts with no saddle or bridle at the circus. Where they come from. These tiny horses were first bred in the 1860s by the Falabella family of Argentina, using feral horses descended from Spanish breeds. Did you know? While the height of most horses is measured at the withers, minis are measured at the last hair of the mane. And here we have a Morgan. Well, that's a nice looking horse. Look at that. Very pretty. That's the Morgan. We'll read about that one. The Morgan. There are two types of Morgans. The classic type has round muscles, sturdy legs, and a strong neck. The show type is more slender and holds its neck and tail up high. Both have highly dished or curved-in faces with small ears and kind faces. Morgans are known for being calm, friendly, and sensible. They stand between 14.2 and 15.2 hands high and are nearly always bay, dark brown, or chestnut. Palomino coloring is also allowed. What they're good at. Morgans are very versatile, which means they can do almost anything. People use them for trail riding, driving, farm work, showing, even herding cows. They're popular as police horses and were used by the military for many years. Where they come from. All of today's Morgan horses can be traced back to one stallion, a sturdy little workhorse named Figure. He belonged to a singing teacher named Justin Morgan in Vermont more than 200 years ago. He could pull heavy loads or plow a field all day and then have enough energy to run races and win them. Did you know? Morgans live a long time. Figure was 32 when he died, and many Morgans live into their 30s if they have good care. This one's pretty too. This is a Gypsy Vanner horse. I like the color there. It's beautiful. Look at that border right there. It goes down there. And the hair too. It's white here and a little bit of black, and then this is black. So that's a Gypsy Vanner horse. Gypsy Vanner horse. Gypsy Vanners are small draft horses with an elegant look. They are a mix of Shire, Clydesdale, Frisian, and Dale's pony. Lush feathers on their lower legs swish when they move, and they have thick, heavy manes and tails. They have short, arched necks and short backs with rounded haunches. Although they can be any color, they are prized for spectacular piebald, black and white, or skewbald, brown and white markings. Gypsy Vanner horses were bred particularly to be kind, gentle, and intelligent. What they're good at. Developed to pull heavy caravans, these athletic horses have also proved to be good riding horses. They have great stamina and are easy to train. Where they come from. They were developed by gypsies to pull their colorful caravans as they traveled about Great Britain. An American couple fell in love with their exotic looks and gentle natures, and they imported 4 horses to the United States in the late 1990s. Did you know? There are only a few dozen Gypsy Vanners in the United States, and the breed itself has been developed only during the past 60 years or so. That's pretty new. Oh, this one's pretty. This is a Percheron. Percheron. Got little ribbons in his hair. Really pretty. I like the coloring. And this is the last horse. Percheron. These large draft horses show some Arab ancestry in their elegant heads and small hooves. They are well-rounded, with heavy shoulders and haunches and short, thick necks. They have a little feathering on their legs, but not as much as some other draft horses. Ranging in height from 15.2 to 17.2 hands, Percherons can be any shade of gray or black. They are gentle, steady horses. What they're good at. Long used as a war horse, the Percheron became a popular plow and cart horse capable of pulling heavy loads. Today, Percherons are used as carriage horses both singly and in teams. They're shown in halter classes, in harness, and even under saddle. Where they come from. These horses were first bred in the Perche district of France to carry knights into battle. Perche, I guess? Did you know the Percheron's wide, flat back makes it a popular horse for bareback circus riders and vaulters. In the circus, they're sometimes called rosinbacks because of the sticky powder sprinkled on them to help acrobatic riders keep their balance while standing up. That's really interesting. So, thank you so much for coming to read about all these different horse breeds in this really cool poster book. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again really soon.